Hello everyone, welcome you all to another video. As you know that our examination will be conducted during the month of December. So we have to go very fast and from the next week actually we are going to very rapidly fast and we are going to cover our syllabus. So today only we are going to finish this poem. The half of this poem, actually the three couplets or 6 lines we have completed yesterday, and now today we are going to finish this poem. So this poem is that as the title, the holy sonnet, dead be not proud. And now I'm going to read out the remaining lines, and then one by one lines we are going to see the details of this. Now I'm reading. From rest and sleep with but thy picture be much pleasure, then from thee much more must flow, and soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of their bones and souls delivery. Thou art sell to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and those with poison, war, and sickness dwell, and poppy or charms can make us sleep as well. And better than thy stroke, why swellest thou then? One short slip past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more, death thou shalt die. So these are the lines, and let me go to the lines of that is the 7 to 8 lines. Okay, and soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of their bones and souls delivery. So here the poet is talking about that the how the best men they have experienced death, because everybody has to die and they will get the experience of the death. And what happened after the death? So you know that in the Christianity or those Abraham religions, the people were buried after their death. So these are the two. There are so many actually ceremony of death ceremony after the death. And there are a lot of that methods to make the that to that destroy the body, dead body. So there are so many in that tradition customs are there. So in Christianity or in American religions, the people they buried the dead bodies. Okay, so what will be the left? Okay, in the tomb. Okay, cover. Okay, so there will be the bones. Okay, and the soul will be the delivered to the either hell or either heaven. So that is the poet wanted to say here, to the death. So here now I'm reading the description. The speaker says that the best man seems to experience death the soonest, while others have long questioned why it seems as if the best man. The speaker offers an answer here, suggesting that the best among men deserve to experience the peaceful rest of death sooner. Without having to endure the agonies of a long life on the earth, the speaker describes death as the rest of their bones and souls delivery. Both of these descriptions make death seem like a welcome friend who comes to graciously offer rest and peace and the deliverance of one's soul from an earthly body where pain and suffering abide. Let's move to the line number 9 to 10. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and doth with poison, war, and sickness dwell. So here, the poet or the speaker is directly telling the dead that who are slaves of the death. Actually, death is a slave to fate. Death is a slave to fate, chance. Because if someone in that some people believe in fate, in India, that in our country, so many people are that believe that our fate is written in our hand. Some people said that no, our fate is written on our forehead. Okay, okay. So likewise, so if in my fate, if in my hand, if my death is written, okay, uh, so definitely I will die at that exact date if I believe on that. Okay, so therefore the death is a slave of that, because when in the fate there is some time is there, some कुछ वक्त लिखा है, उस वक्त ही उस आदमी को जाना है इस दुनिया को छोड़ के, तो तब तक डेथ को इंतजार करना पड़ता है. So that is the slave. Okay, then the chance is there. Okay, the accident is there, some accident happens and one die. Okay, it also slave of the kings, because you know that the kings always they do the wars, and because of the war, so many people die, and desperate men. Okay, those who do like that, and those with the poison. Okay, and how the people, these desperate men die because of the poison. They poison each other in the war. They die, and the sickness, Azarpan. Okay, so the and those with the poison, war, and sickness, well, because of the poison, war, and sickness, the death can come and they can take anybody's soul, okay, anybody's life. So that is the thing. Actually, the poet is here telling to the death itself. So here now I'm going to read out the description. So here the speaker takes on a stronger tone and begins to taunt death with more ferocity than he did at first. Here he calls death a slave to chance, kings, and desperate men. He tells Death that he is not mighty and dreadful, but rather a poor slave who cannot even act on his own, but is driven not only by fate and chance, but also by people, rich and poor alike. He then accuses Death of having lowly companions such as poison, war, and sickness. He has taunted Death, telling him that he is not to be feared, but rather that he is a slave to the will of fate and men, and that as a lowly slave, his companions are the even lowlier beings such as sickness and war. This accusation serves to allow the readers to feel a sense of power and victory over death. The speaker certainly feels authority over death, and he passes this feeling along to his readers when he puts death in his place by talking down to him. Let's move to the line number 11 and 12. And poppy or charms can make us sleep as well, and better than thy stroke, why swells thou then? So here the speaker, now here again the speaker is taunting to death, and he's saying that which is the charm, which is the poppy things, that is the sleep. Here he compared sleep with the death. You know that in the sleep we enjoy, you know that in the that down, okay, we call it a sugar sleep, okay, साखर झोप, पहाटे पहाटे जी आपल्याला लागते. So that is a very sweet sleep, okay. And that is the charming, because after the sleep, whenever you get up from your bed in the morning, you became afresh. It makes you fresh, and therefore you just do your daily work, and when you tired, then you get the rest, that is sleep, and it recharge you, you charged you, okay. So that is the thing, and therefore he is saying that sleep is better than the death itself. And therefore again he is taunting that actually death is a very weak, okay. And so therefore he is saying that if they are getting the sleep every day, so it is a pleasurable, and when the death will come, it will be also pleasurable. So that is the thing. And then he, at the end, he was asking that why the death has a lot of pride. Okay, so let me read out the description. The speaker continues to taunt death even more, saying that all he brings in a little sleep, and he doesn't even do that as well as some other bringers of rest, such as poppy or charms. This comparison further portrays death as something not only weak but even pleasurable. The speaker questions death, asking why swellest thou then? He is asking him why he is so puffed up with pride when he cannot even do his job as well as other can. And now we are going to see the couplet of this sonnet, that is the last two lines, line number 13 and 14. One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more, death thou shalt die. Okay, so here he is saying that if one take the very short sleep, so definitely we will wake every day. Okay, every day we sleep and we get up in the morning. But here he is saying that even though the actual death come and we sleep, but we will get up from the sleep, from that death. Okay, because we will be in the heaven either or in the hell. And if we are in the heaven, it means that actually death shall be no more, because there is no death. Okay, so if you do good work, if you do good job, and if you are not going any sin, you are not exploiting anybody, you are doing very good deeds, definitely you will get your place in the heaven. And in heaven there is no sorrow, there is no pain, there is no diseases, there is no sickness, and there is no hunger, there is nothing, only the happiness is there. And the poet is saying that in the heaven, when one go there, there will be no death, and if you are in the hell, there will also no death. So here then the poet finally telling the death that thou shalt die, you will die. Once you take me, you will take my soul, but I will be either in heaven or in hell, but there will be, you will not die, because you will already die once you take my soul. So that is the thing the poet is talking here. Let me finish the description also. With these final lines, the speaker reveals exactly why he has been taunting death so relentlessly. Although it is obvious that death is real and that people who experience death do not come back to earth, the speaker reveals his reasons for claiming that death is a weak and easily overcome. He claimed that death is only one short sleep, and that those who experience death will wake eternally. Then he claimed that death shall be no more. Finally, he tells death, thou shalt die. The speaker has not only told death that he has no real power over anyone, but that he will experience the end of himself when all wake in eternity and death will be no more. So here he actually is referring to the Qaimat ka din, or the day of the judgment. So that is the thing. So hey guys, here we have finished our poem. So let me see if there is any things you can see here. So here we can see that the paradox forms and devices, if you took a look at here. So as you know that Donne has uses the metaphysical wit and the structure and the poetic technique, diction, sounds, meter, irony, and paradox here. So we can say that the structure of death, be not proud, consists of 3 units of 4 lines or quatrains, and final unrhyming couplet is there. Okay, so it is a Shakespearean sonnet. So each of the quatrain is composed of one sentence that then artfully extend over the 4 lines, thus imparting a sense of unity and development. Each quatrain presents an important link in the exposition of the argument against death, and the couplet both concludes and summarizes the attack with the ringing declaration of faith in the eternity of the afterlife and the demise of death. In the first quatrain, the poet declares that death cannot kill its victims, that is, eliminate their existence forever. This quatrain ends with the poet's assertion of will in the face of death, nor yet canst thou kill me, with the personal pronoun me representing the power of the individual to defy death. The next 4 lines depict the ways in which death actually is pleasurable and provide the soul's delivery into eternity. The third quatrain groups death with the baleful instrument that induce it, and it ends with the only question in the poem, which recall the first 4 words of the poem. Why does death puff with the pride if it is not the invincible vanquisher of men imagine itself to be? And if we talk about the ending, so with the death be not proud, the speaker affirms an enemy, death personified. This enemy is the one most fear, but in this sonnet, the speaker essentially tells him off. The way the speaker talks to death reveals that he is not afraid of death and does not think that death should be so sure of himself and so proud. The confident tone of death, be not proud, and the direct confrontation of death provides an ironic sense of comfort to the readers by implicitly suggesting that death is not be feared at all, but that in the end, death will be overcome by something even greater. So guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next lecture.